Hello, welcome back to episode 2. This is a second episode to a video I started a while ago. So if you've not seen the first video, I would advise that you pause this, go back to the first video so that you understand the whole topic. And the video will be the one just before this particular one on my page. So if you're not watching from my page, go to my page. The video before this one, watch that one first before you come here. And for those who have been following, welcome back. Remember I said that in this episode we're going to be looking at historical documents. What historical documents mentioned Olokun and what did they say about Olokun? Understand first of all that I'm not going to consider any historical material from Edo people. I want to be extra fair to these people. I don't want to pasha, right? I will not consider any historical material from an Edo person. But I will consider historical materials from their own people, their own Yoruba writers, right? Now, talking about Olokun, a lot of early writers mentioned Olokun. But the problem is they actually described Olokun. They talked about Olokun. They did not mention Olokun by name. And a few of them who tried to mention the name or write the name made a miss of the name. So I wouldn't want a situation where I maybe use those materials and they will say, are you sure it is Olokun they are talking about here? I know whatever we do, they will still come and do their thing. We know them, it's in their DNA, no problem. So now, the first historical material that mentioned Olokun, talked about Olokun in details and wrote the name correctly, is a book by R.O.E. Dennett, At the Back of Black Man's Mind, which was published in 1906. And you see here that he talked about Olokun in details. He spoke about Olokun in details under Bini deities, under Bini gods and deities, right? And then past Bini, when he got to the turn of Yoruba, actually he also mentioned Olokun, but he actually mentioned Olokun in passing. And he mentioned Olokun alongside Yemoja and Oshun. The two deities we know are water deities for the Yoruba, only in passing. But that is not all. The most interesting part is he did not forget to put a disclaimer. Look at it here. In the disclaimer, he says, some of the Yoruba divinities have been borrowed from other tribes. Some of the Yoruba divinities have been borrowed from other tribes. He quickly put that disclaimer there. Now, let's look at a second one, the second historical material that talks about Olokun extensively. This one is even more extensive than the one done by Dennett. This book is by R.O.E. Bradbury. And the title of the work is The Bini Kingdom and the Edo-Speaking Peoples of Southwestern Nigeria, which was published in 1957. Here he expressively discusses Olokun. I couldn't count how many times he mentioned Olokun in this book. He goes ahead to describe it, relate it, even says that it's the most senior son of the Osanobua, just as we know Olokun to be. The most senior son of Osanobua, connected to Okun, connected to River Ethiop, connected to Uronigbe, and even Ugoton. He did a great job. He did a great job on Olokun here in this book. And all the while talking about Olokun, there is no place. Please, you can check. I gave all these references. You can go and read for yourself. There is nowhere he said that Olokun is a deity that is in any way connected to Yoruba. Now, guess what? After talking about Olokun, the next deity he mentioned is Ogun, right here, as you can see, Ogun. Now, when he mentions Ogun, look at what he says here. He quickly tells you that Ogun is a god that the Edo people have in common with the Yoruba. Edo people have in common with the Yoruba. That is, Edo people have Ogun, Yoruba people also have Ogun. So if it is true that Olokun is worshipped, or the Yoruba people have Olokun, he would have also mentioned it, that we also have it in common with the Yoruba people, but he didn't. You can check for yourself. You can check for yourself. And when he got to the part of Orunmila, he clearly states that Orunmila is a Yoruba deity or divinity. He did not even add Edo. He just said Yoruba. So there is no room for partiality here. And of course, Orunmila is Yoruba. That there's no doubt. For those of you who are doing Orunmila, it's just that Orunmila, their Orunmila is our Iha. Or near to Orunmila, Ematie Iha. Most of these our doctors, they now call it Orunmila, but it's not their fault. It started from when these people locked us into the Yoruba block. Most of these are our doctors, native doctors. They learned from people who learned from people who learned from Yoruba people when they were forcing their language on us. You remember all of these stories. So that is why most Edo people, they call it Orunmila instead of Iha. But when it is Orunmila, it is Yoruba. But our own is Iha. Now that is settled. You see, this second writer, Bradbury, says Olokun strictly is for Edo people. Now let's look at another historical material. The third one here is Benin and the Europeans. Benin and the Europeans. That is from 1485 to 1897. And this book was published in 1969. And it was done by A.F.C. Ryder. A.F.C. Ryder. Remember, A.F.C. Ryder was a professor of history at the University of Ibadan. So he was one of their people. And in the book, he clearly states that Olokun is an Edo deity. It's an Edo god. It's an Edo god, the god of the sea. Then past that, we have another work, Ambassadors, Explorers and Allies, a study of the African-European relationship, 1400 to 1600. And this work was done by one Andre Faber Seligman of the University of Pennsylvania, published in 2006. And this work also clearly states that Olokun is an Edo god of the sea. Next is another historical material, Owo, a frontier Yoruba kingdom. A work done in 2006 by one Oladipo Yoruba man, Oladipo Joseph Olugbadehan, I don't know how to pronounce it, of Union Institute and University, Cincinnati, Ohio, that is in the United States. This work also declares that Olokun is an Edo god, the god of the sea. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at some materials from the Yoruba end. Let's look at historical materials from the Yoruba end. Now, the first one I have here, the first Yoruba person that mentioned Olokun is Samuel Johnson. We all know Samuel Johnson. Yeah, Samuel Johnson, the history of the Yoruba, published in 1921. Let's look at what Samuel Johnson says. Samuel Johnson describes Olokun. He mentions Olokun, but he describes Olokun as a goddess of the ocean, and wife of Oduduwa. Goddess of the ocean and wife of Oduduwa. So as Olokun reach Yoruba people hand, it can't become woman. Understanding wife. They don't marry her for house. Oduduwa don't marry Olokun for house. Olokun has become a woman with the Yoruba people. It does not end there. Let's take a look at another one. The second one is by Robert Smith in a book, Kingdoms of Yoruba, published in 1969. He also mentions Olokun, but he mentions Olokun as a god. So Olokun is a god, and he said that Olokun even has a wife. And the wife of Olokun is Olokunsu. So in the two books we have seen, in these two historical books we have seen that relate Olokun to Yoruba, one is saying is a woman, the other one is saying is a man. So you begin to ask yourself, which one do we believe? But let's just look at all these materials first before we make a conclusion. The next one is a work done by Akijogbin. We all know Akijogbin, one of their professors, whom they like to quote all the time. In his work, The Cradle of Race spoke about Olokun be worshipped at Ile-Ifẹ. You see, they don't carry, not be Yoruba now, they don't carry them enter Ile-Ifẹ. And guess what? Guess what they did? They said, first of all, it is no longer Yoruba now. It is now being, they are now narrowing it down to Ile-Ifẹ as expected. Olokun is worshipped at Ile-Ifẹ. Now, they gave some features, some funny features about Olokun. They said the shrine of Olokun ranks highest. The shrines of Olokun ranks highest amongst other shrines or other shrines of other gods. See, this is pure copying from Edo. Pure copying from Edo. That is not the only thing they said about Olokun. Now, they also said that Olokun is the direct ancestor of the Ooni. The direct ancestor of the Ooni. Now, let me show you where the copying is. First, they said that it is, it ranks highest. Of course, in Edo, Olokun is the highest. We know. From the little I know, Olokun is the highest. There is a saying, Owe abiomo no soma, eosa no buana biolokun. Olokun, according to our mythology, Olokun is the eldest son of Osanobua, that is God. The eldest son. The eldest son. Or say Nanavita where Oba Norame or Senoroke. Because according to our mythology, Oba Abini is the last son of Osanobua. So Olokun is the eldest brother. When he cause unnecessary trouble, but this is what it means. So you see, this one now has been copied. This feature has been copied from Benin. They are now attaching it to their so-called Olokun, whom we don't know whether it is a man or woman yet. Then the second feature they just attributed to Olokun now. They said it is the ancestor of Ooni of Ife. As how now? As how? But why did they do this? They copied it as well. Remember, Agaru Oba Edo, Agaru Oba, awe agbare no wi Olokun. Agbare no wi Olokun. Now this one now they still copy, go give Ooni of Ife, say na Olokun be ancestor now.
Uku apolopolo, agbare no wi Olokun, ogene ye gere doko, ogene go wanebu o, oba no go du awi apamuna, e koko geno mose, e sege no emi ne wa ogidiga, e sege dan le sege woku, upo sisi na mu degbe, e funa gba mi dirawo kan bi, egbe imi na le gbokonyoge, ijari yaro mogun.
And the last one we'll be looking at is Arts in Ancient Ife, birthplace of the Yoruba, published in 2012 by, of course you already know, the most notorious, most dishonorable professor I've ever come across, or most dishonorable professor in the world, Susan Blah, of course. And you know her now, she will finish work. She will finish work, she will do her job. She made a mess of herself here, as usual. As usual. Now, look at what she did. She had to impress her paymasters. Look at what Susan Blah, in the same work, in the same book, calls Olokun a male, a god, and in the same book calls Olokun a female. She gets confused. She was that confused, just trying to impress her paymasters. That is not all. She did not just call Olokun hermaphrodite. She did not just call Olokun hermaphrodite. She decided to also give some political portfolios to Olokun. See how she describes Olokun. Not our Olokun certainly. See how she describes Olokun. She says Olokun was the ancient finance minister at Ile-Ifẹ. That's Minister of Finance. They appointed Olokun as Minister of Finance. Then later, Olokun, he or she, The Olokun, he or she, became the Minister of Commerce. Minister of Commerce, then later Minister of Bid, and at the same time, see God. You see this one. This one almost different. This one almost different. First of all, in the same breath, you are calling Olokun male. You are also calling Olokun female. Calling it male and female, making Olokun hermaphrodite. Then you are saying Olokun was a minister. Like how many terms now? How many terms? Minister of Finance, Minister of Commerce, Minister of Bids. That is 8 years. Maybe you know. This is what these people are about. This is what these people are about. Now that's the last historical material that I will take a look at. But before I make my submission, let's take a look at Wikipedia. You already know what you are going to find. You already know what you are going to find. At some point, some years ago, Olokun on Wikipedia was Edo god of the sea. It was Edo god of the sea until this Ife-centric element invaded. Until they invaded the social media space and they invaded Wikipedia. Wikipedia, which is, by the way, has come to become one of the most useless websites. Because anybody can go there, any Dick and Harry can go there and edit anything. So they changed it. They changed it. I checked the history. I saw the history. In short, they've been going back and forth. When they change it, it's as if some Edo people will go there and change it back. They will go back there and change it. At some point, it even involved our Baba, Ipaibon, High Priest Ebon. I saw High Priest Ebon there. I saw his work there with his name. Trying to take it back, trying to edit it back. They brought it back. They want to own Olokun. You already know what you will find on Wikipedia. If you're an Edo person, and you still believe in Wikipedia, in any of your research, maybe you want to check something and you believe in Wikipedia, I'm sorry, I cannot say sorry. Well, let's round this off. So far, I've not made any statement, and I'm not going to make any statement. Now, I won't be the one to tell you whether Olokun is an Edo god or a Yoruba god. With everything we've done so far, if your brain works, whether you are Edo or not, wherever you belong, if your brain works well, you should be able to come to a conclusion. Olokun is not found in the diction of these people. You will not find Olokun in their dictionaries. It is not in their language. The only one in their language means something else. And even when they started dragging it, when they started putting it in their books, they are confused who he is or what Olokun is. Some say he's a man, some say he's a woman, some even say he's a husband, some say he's a wife. They are trying to decide what sex. Now the reason is very simple. What you know nothing about, what you don't own, if you don't know anything about something, you can't describe that thing. You can't describe that thing. Same goes with Oduduwa that they are dragging. Same goes with the so-called Ife bronzes that they are dragging, that they are not theirs. We'll touch all of those. In time, we'll touch all of those. Same goes with Ada and Eben that they are dragging right in your face right now. Oduduwa, let's start with Oduduwa. Ask them who Oduduwa is. They don't know. What is the meaning of Oduduwa in your language? No meaning. Where did he come from? They are confused. From Okeora. You came from heaven with robes. Came from Mecca. They are confused. Why? Because they know nothing about Oduduwa. In short, even Oduduwa, I hope you know that Oduduwa, they are even confused about Oduduwa sex. At some point they say Oduduwa is a man. At some point they say he's a woman. Look at it here. I don't just talk. Because they don't know Oduduwa. They are only dragging Oduduwa. What about Ife bronzes? They are not their bronzes. They are not their bronzes. When you say Ife bronzes, what are those bronzes for? Let's start with who made the bronzes. Who in Ile-Ifẹ made those bronzes? That is one. Why were those bronzes made? That is two. What do they represent? What do they represent? What is the meaning? You read art. They have messages. What do they represent? What are in those Ife bronzes that relates to Ile-Ifẹ, that defines anything about Ile-Ifẹ? None. None. Even the most popular one, they call that one Olokun head. I wouldn't say we have decided here. Now, after you decide whether Olokun is for Ile-Ifẹ or not, you will now ask yourself, if it is not for Ile-Ifẹ, how did they come about Olokun head? Because they don't know these things. They are only dragging what they don't know. Even the Oni, according to history, Leofrobinos, he said when they asked the Oni about that so-called Olokun head, he said he did not know. And actually, he didn't know. He didn't know. Is it Ada and Ebe that they are dragging? They know nothing about Ada and Ebe. Ask them the meaning of Ada, they will change it for you. Ask them the meaning of Ebe, they say it's not Ebe, it's Abere. Go and look at the meaning of Ada in their dictionary and Abere in their dictionary. You can see here. You will not find Ada and Ebe in their dictionary, but they say they own it. Even the Ada and Abere, look at the meaning here. They don't know these things. They don't know what they are. They don't know what they stand for. They don't know their value, the spiritual implication. That is why you find the Ooni giving out these items as souvenirs, even in their children's birthday. Well, this is where I will end this video. I think the next subject I will be talking about is Ovionba.